Have you ever been live? Something absolutely insane happens on stream, and you just wish you could instantly grab that whole moment, maybe polish it just a little, and toss it onto your socials before anyone forgets? Or perhaps you need to hand that exact crucial moment off to an editor who might be halfway across the world, all without waiting hours and hours for massive file uploads to finish first. I'm about to walk you through a practical, mostly free workflow that gets you from that live action right into polished, shareable clips in just a matter of minutes. We'll be using an ATEM or any capture device, OBS for the core capture, and Vizard to handle the heavy lifting of turning those immediate replays into truly viral-ready short-form content. This is the exact setup I actually rely on day to day because it keeps me totally in control of the mainstream while completely automating all the otherwise boring and repetitive editing parts. First things first, let's talk about hardware and getting that video signal into the computer successfully. Simply plug your ATEM Mini or whatever capture device you prefer directly into your Mac or PC using that USB-C connection. That is the easiest way to bring your main program feed directly into OBS. If for some reason that device doesn't immediately show up in your list of sources, always check your cable condition and then test those different USB ports, because flaky cables are honestly the most common issue you'll run into. Next up is getting OBS if you somehow don't have it installed already, and I highly recommend doing a fresh install so you aren't fighting with confusing legacy settings from years ago. Before you even think about adding the ATEM as a source, you must tweak a few specific OBS settings so that everything we do moving forward is perfectly consistent and reliable. Head over into Settings under the Video tab and set both the base canvas resolution and the output scaled resolution to exactly 1920 by 1080. Make sure your output FPS matches whatever your ATEM is sending out. If your switcher is running at 50 or 60 frames per second, set OBS to precisely the same value. Having perfectly consistent frame rates is the key to avoiding that annoying judder effect and any strange audio synchronization weirdness down the line. Now navigate to Settings, then Output, and switch the output mode over to Advanced, so you gain the necessary control over all the fine recording specifics. We are deliberately not streaming out of OBS in this setup because your ATEM can easily handle the stream duties. OBS is solely here for high-quality recordings and instant clipping. For the recording path, choose a location that is a cloud-mounted folder if at all possible, and we will talk more about the best options for that in just a second. For the recording format, you absolutely need to pick MKV, not MP4, because MKV is incredibly resilient to corruption if OBS crashes or your machine hiccups while recording. I know MKV sounds a little nerdy, but the magic here is that OBS can automatically remux the file to MP4 right when you finish, so you get both safety and convenience. For the encoder, X264 is the safest, most universal option if you truly don't want to fuss with hardware settings on every machine. However, if you have a beefy modern GPU and you prefer the speed of hardware encoding like NVENC or QuickSync, definitely use that for better performance. When it comes to bitrate, for clips destined for social media, you simply do not need those cinema-level bitrates, so I usually stick around 6,000 Kbps as a great balance for 1080p. Next, you need to enable the Replay Buffer feature within the OBS Settings tab specifically dedicated to that function. Set the buffer length to be however long you want the potential clip to be able to snatch, and I personally like setting mine to a full 60 seconds for a good safety margin. If something truly epic happens, you never want to miss the crucial build-up footage because you set that buffer length just a little too short. Then, go into Settings, navigate to Advanced, then Recording, and ensure you check the box that says Automatically Remux to MP4 for that instant compatibility. This means the MKV gives you safety during the actual recording, and the MP4 gives you immediate compatibility for your editors and uploaders the second you stop. Now, add your ATEM as a video capture device source in OBS and be sure to set its properties to 1080p and match that FPS we configured earlier. Crucially, also add an audio input capture source specifically for the ATEM's audio feed, so that all of your replay clips actually have sound attached to them. When you finally go live, the very first thing you need to do is immediately hit Start Replay Buffer, so OBS begins continuously writing that rolling footage into memory. When that jaw-dropping moment happens, that last-second goal, the craziest giveaway, or a truly producer-worthy reaction, you just hit Save Replay Buffer, and the system writes that rolling footage straight to your disk. Now for the cloud part. If you want any remote editor or team member to access those clips instantly, you must save the replays directly into a synchronized cloud-mounted folder. Regular cloud drives like Google Drive or Dropbox can work, but they usually require slow, bandwidth-hungry full-file uploads and downloads for everyone involved. LucidLink is much smoother for true remote editing because it cleverly streams only the necessary file data on demand, behaving exactly like a local drive once it's set up. While LucidLink does cost money and needs an initial setup, it completely removes those frustrating long synchronization times that kill momentum. If you opt for LucidLink, here's a pro tip. When creating a new file space, bump the block size up to 1 megabyte instead of the default 256 kilobytes, as it tends to handle media workflows much better. But this is where Vizard transforms the whole process from just a faster manual setup into something that truly feels like magic. You simply point Vizard at the specific folder where OBS is saving all of your finished replays, whether that's on LucidLink, a standard cloud folder, or even an S3 bucket. The moment a new replay lands there, Vizard's integrated AI immediately starts analyzing the entire file to intelligently detect the most engaging, shareable moments within it. You are completely spared from manually scrubbing through and trimming. Vizard actively finds the spikes, the cheers, the crucial commentary, or the big plays, and automatically generates clips optimized for posting. It produces ready-to-post videos complete with suggested intros, helpful captions, and the correct aspect ratios needed for every platform you care about. Practically speaking, Vizard's first major help is auto-editing viral clips by identifying exactly what generates real audience reaction and cutting versions for TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts simultaneously. Its second huge benefit is auto-scheduling, where you set how frequently you want content to go out, and Vizard will queue and post clips according to the exact cadence you define. This means you will never again forget to post that amazing highlight from earlier in the day, because the system handles the publishing task for you. Thirdly, the content calendar allows you to review all of Vizard's suggested clips in one central place, tweak the ones you want, add team notes, and see exactly what is scheduled where. Compare that whole streamlined process to the old way, saving terabytes of replays, manually uploading them to Google Drive, waiting for your editor to download, then hunting clips in Premiere, exporting and sending them back. That traditional method absolutely works, but it is incredibly slow, surprisingly expensive when you factor in time, and it requires powerful local workstations for heavy editing software. Cloud storage, like a basic drive, is cheap but incredibly clunky for moving massive media files around, and while LucidLink solves the access problem, it introduces an extra recurring cost. Vizard neatly sits on top of this entire infrastructure and specifically removes the most time-consuming, repetitive piece of work, the actual initial trimming and editing. Let's review a few quick personal workflow tips. Always keep your replay length longer than you think you'll actually need, making 60 seconds a very safe baseline. Remember to always record in the resilient MKV format and immediately remux to MP4 for maximum compatibility across all of your editing software and platforms. Keep your OBS recording path highly consistent, something like VizardIncoming YourShow, YYYYMMDD, because consistency is what saves you from automation headaches later. For speed, go into OBS settings under hotkeys and bind a comfortable shortcut, like Command or Control plus Shift plus S to the Save Replay Buffer function. If you are already using a Stream Deck, the next step is mapping that exact hotkey to a physical button, so you can trigger the save instantly without touching your keyboard or mouse. To set this up, enable the OBS WebSocket server in OBS under Tools, set a secure password, and then add that OBS instance inside your Stream Deck software. You can then create dedicated buttons right on your deck for Start Replay Buffer, Stop Replay Buffer, and the essential Save Replay Buffer command. Once Vizard successfully ingests that file, you will see several suggested clips appear, which you can then tweak the cuts on or swap out the AI selected thumbnail. You should also quickly edit the AI-generated caption, because while the suggestion is usually solid, adding a personal hook or inside joke really helps connect with your core audience. After minor tweaks, you can either approve them and let Vizard auto-schedule, or you can manually post them out, but the content calendar makes batch approving so easy. To be clear, LucidLink is fantastic for instant file access between remote parties, but it is fundamentally a data transport tool, not an editing AI. Conversely, powerful traditional NLEs like Premiere or Resolve give you absolute granular creative control, but they demand many hours of dedicated hands-on time for every single highlight clip. Some simple online clipping tools only allow you to trim the start and end endpoints, which leaves you without vital features like automatic scheduling or multi-platform variant creation. Vizard successfully fills that crucial middle ground by offering AI-assisted editing that is actually useful, paired with the necessary scheduling and calendar features to ensure consistent content output. To wrap up, this entire pipeline, ATEM capture to OBS Replay Buffer, saving to a cloud folder, and using Vizard for auto-editing gets you from a live moment to a polished social clip in minutes. This process also grants immediate file access to your remote editor or social manager if they ever need to jump in for a final refinement pass. It is fast, it is repeatable day after day, and most importantly, it keeps you focused on creating content instead of babysitting uploads and export queues. If you want to get started now, begin by setting up OBS exactly as I described. Save one replay into your cloud folder, and then point Vizard at that folder to watch the magic happen. And if you are already a Stream Deck user, take 5 minutes to add that hotkey immediately, so you guarantee you never miss capturing an epic moment live again. If you've tried other tools and felt totally frustrated by the endless upload times or the sheer manual effort of editing, you will immediately notice just how much time Vizard strips away from this whole process. I highly encourage you to try this entire pipeline out today, and then drop a comment below telling me what kind of moments you are most excited to be clipping now. Was it intense gameplay, crazy reactions, or huge giveaways? I'll be reading through those comments and sharing a few of my personal preset tweaks that tend to get the best engagement for gaming content versus long-form interview highlights in a future video. That's all for this one. I'll see you all in the next video where we dive even deeper into content strategy.